Righteousness exalts a nation, but sin is a reproach to any people. Lovely people, I welcome you to your favorite weekly news and entertainment update show, Environmental Lens, with me, myself, and I, Asari Adopol. This week, we bring you wonderful stuff that's happening in Ghana. You know, this week has been very, very hot. There's so many issues that has popped up, and so we're moving straight to our updates. This is an initiative of Ranking Family Multimedia and supported by Greeno Music and also Jungle Yard Radio. You can, of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel and visit our website, FaceTvNews.com, and get all the updates, the details of the news that we're going to give you right here over there. So straight to our headlines, I have proven my case, order a runoff, Mahama urges Supreme Court. Mahama's petition frivolous, dismiss it, Akufo-Addo urges Supreme Court. Please shut down LGBTQI office in Accra. What Ghana's presidents have all said about the LGBTQI subject. Akufo-Addo finally speaks on the LGBTQI issue in Ghana. And then, of course, we give you some coronavirus updates right here on FaceTvNews Environmental Lens. Yes, and then we move straight to entertainment. We have what Samini might say in his reply to Shatawale's diss. Slim Buster loses lead dancer and choreographer. Stevie Wonder is moving to Ghana, and the biggest story on there is Ranking Family set to release the Guidance Rhythm album. I'll also bring you some excerpts from the second listening session of this said album. So you just stick and stay. We'll also give you some sports news. In sports, Isaac Dogbe says, I'll make some people at the Ministry of Youth and Sports go to jail. We'll find out more about that in the news bulletin that follows shortly. And now to the details. Former President John Dramani Mahama has urged the Supreme Court to uphold his presidential election petition and nullify the Electoral Commission's declaration that President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo won the December 7, 2020 presidential election. In a closing address to the Apex Court, lawyers for the petitioner argued that the evidence on record, including the EC's own declaration on December 9th, clearly showed that no candidate obtained more than 50% of the valid votes cast to be declared president-elect as prescribed by Article 63, Clause 3 of the 1992 Constitution. The lawyers therefore urged the court to uphold the petitioner's case and order the EC to organize a runoff between former President Mahama and President Akufo-Addo. The closing address was signed by Mr. Tony Lita, one of the lawyers of the petitioner. In response to this particular story, the President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has also urged the Supreme Court to dismiss the petition of the former President John Dramani Mahama, saying that it is frivolous. President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has described the 2020 presidential election petition as frivolous and has subsequently urged the Supreme Court to dismiss it. In their closing address, his lawyers argued that the petition filed by former President John Dramani Mahama discloses no course of action because it does not meet the criteria for a presidential election petition as stipulated in Article 64, Clause 1 of the 1992 Constitution. This closing address was signed by Mr. Akoto Ampao, lead counsel for President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo II respondent. According to the lawyers, former President Mahama was not contesting the validity or the propriety of the conduct of the election, but rather the declaration by chairperson of the EC, Mrs. Jane Adukwe-Mensah. They argued that even if the declaration by the chairperson of the EC was wrong, as the petitioner alleges, it did not mean that President Akufo-Addo was not validly elected. Relying on a case between Rojo Metonunu versus the EC in 2007, they argued that the Supreme Court held in that case that a challenge to the declaration did not mean that the election itself was invalid. A declaration as president can be set aside and voided, and the person declared elected will still have been duly elected president. The only result from an action challenging the declaration of a person as president, if successful, may be an annulment of the declaration and a new declaration ordered, but not voiding the election conducted throughout the country, the closing address stated. And now moving on to other news, police shut down LGBTQI office in Accra. The police on Wednesday morning closed down the recently opened office of a lesbians, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer and intersex group in Accra, Ghana. The 5-bedroom apartment which was housing the group at Ashoman Estates, a suburb of Accra, was opened on Sunday, January 31st, 2021. The official opening and fundraising ceremony was attended by diplomats including the Australian High Commissioner to Ghana, Ambassador Gregory Andrews, and his partner Rachel, the Danish Ambassador to Ghana, Ambassador Tom Noring, and his wife Bridget, as well as officials of the European Union in Ghana. Following the opening of the facility, there has been opposition from anti-LGBTQI stakeholders with calls on government to resist any attempt by the group to lawfully operate in Ghana, since Ghana's laws frowned on it. The Kwabenya Traditional Council also opposed the opening of the office in their area. Although the police is yet to comment on the situation, the group tweeted that this morning our office was raided by national security. At this moment, we no longer have access to our safe space and our safety is being threatened, they added. Now, in another developing story regarding the same LGBTQI issue that happened in Tesano last week, Sunday, lawyer Moses For Amwenin, an ardent critic of the LGBTQI community and the executive secretary of the National Coalition for Proper Human Sexual Rights and Family Values, called on government to close down the newly opened LGBTQI office in Tesano. In explaining the development, Mr. For Amwenin noted that his outfit, which comprises of the Christian Council and the Catholic Bishops' Conference, the Muslim community as well as the traditional community, will do everything in their power to fight the LGBTQI agenda in the country, should the president fail to heed the numerous calls to bring the matter to a conclusion. According to My News GH and FaceTvNews.com, a combined team of heavily armed police personnel, accompanied by armed national security officials in Mufti, trooped the alleged LGBTQI premises last Sunday and ordered all operations and activities to cease with immediate effect. Also, all persons occupying the building were also asked to vacate the premises. Activities of the LGBTQI community seem to be on a sudden rise in some parts of the country, especially in the cities and urban centers, claiming, and what they claim is a fight for their rights. So, what do you think, lovely viewers? What do you think, subscribers? Do you think that this issue is something that must be entertained in Ghana? Do you think that we should allow, per our laws and traditional systems and customs and all, do you think that LGBTQI should be pushed, that agenda should be pushed in Ghana? You can send your comments to our YouTube channel, FaceTvNews, and then, or you can also visit our website and drop your comments over there so that we read it out here for you next week. Yeah, so we're looking at what our presidents in the Fourth Republic have all said about this LGBTQI subject. And of course, we're starting with President Jerry John Rawlings. Now, Jerry John Rawlings and John Evans Atta Mills may no longer be alive, but their words on many subjects, including this particular one that has resurfaced recently, are always there to refer to. In the case of the late former President Jerry John Rawlings, while there is no definite public reference to what he said on the matter, all other presidents within the Fourth Republic of Ghana have had a thing or two to say. And recently, the conversations on the rights of persons of the LGBTQI community in Ghana have resurfaced, mainly after news broke of the opening of an office with this sexual orientation in Accra. This was followed by separate comment by Ministers Designate for Justice and Attorney General Godfrey Dame, and then Gender, Children and Social Protection Sarah Adjoa Safo, Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration Shirley Ayoko Botwe, and of course the Information Minister Kojo Opon Kroma, who all had their thing or two to say and they are vetting. And in each of these instances, the ministers designate all re-emphasize the stance of Ghana's laws on the practice, all but not definite, drawing in the defenses of how our culture and values as a people frown on this LGBTQI issue. Like a raging fire, social media has been riddled with discussions on the subject, topping trends, and people who support the act are coming out, alike those who disagree with the act, boldly stating so. So with Jerry John Rawlings, nothing is really there to refer to, like I earlier on said. So moving on to John Agyekum Kufuor. Now in 2019, during the meeting of members of the National Coalition for Proper Human Sexual Rights and Family Values, John Agyekum Kufuor urged the world to fight against same-sex marriages. Okay, he stated that no amount of argument could change the fact that without man and woman, there would be no human race. Ghanaian Times reported this particular story. He also added that the promotion of same-sex marriages is unnatural and immoral behavior in Ghana and Africa at large, and it's totally unnecessary and dangerous because humanity could not continue if such acts were condoned. And that is what former President Agyekum Kufuor had to say. For John Evans Atamils, his was an emphatic no statement on the subject of LGBTQI. In an interaction with the media during his presidency, in a reaction to comment by the then British Prime Minister David Cameron that they may consider cutting aid to Ghana should the country not legalize gay rights, the late former president was forthright, ruling out any possibility of the legalization of same. He added that Cameron was entitled to his opinions, stressing that laws must take into account the cultures and histories of a given people. Let me make one thing very clear. No one can deny Prime Minister Cameron his right to make policies, take initiatives, or make statements that reflect his societal norms and ideals. But he does not have the right to direct other sovereign nations as to what they should do, especially when their societal norms and ideals are different from those which exist in Prime Minister Cameron's society. I, as president of this nation, will never initiate or support any attempts to legalize homosexuality in Ghana. As a government, we will adhere by the principles enshrined in our constitution, which is supreme. Let me also say that while we acknowledge all financial assistance and all the aid which have been given to us by our development partners, we will not accept any aid with strings attached if that aid will not inure to our interest and benefits, or the implementation or the utilization of that aid with strings attached would rather worsen our plight as a nation or destroy the very society we want to use the money to improve, he said. John Dramani Mahama had similar comments as his predecessor and former boss, John Atta Mills. Speaking through his information minister at the time, Mahama Ayariga, the former president indicated that the act is criminal and punishable under the laws of Ghana, and the laws of Ghana are very clear on homosexuality. The laws of Ghana appall and criminalize homosexuality. There is no dispute about that. Homosexual conduct, which is unnatural carnal knowledge of one person or another, is criminal and punishable by the laws of Ghana, he said. Incumbent President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, in an interview with Gulf News Channel Al Jazeera, said the issue of same-sex relationship was not on the agenda of the country, although he believes that its snowball effect will soon reach Africa. At the moment, I don't feel and I don't see that in Ghana there is that strong current of opinion that is saying that this is something that we need even deal with. It is not so far a matter which is on the agenda. I don't believe that in Ghana so far a sufficiently strong coalition has emerged which is having that impact of public opinion that will say, change it. Let's then have a new paradigm in Ghana, he said. Now, in a recent development, President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo breaks the silence on the issue, the LGBTQI issue in Ghana, and it has really brought some level of calm in the atmosphere. Currently, President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has broken his silence on the raging issue of same-sex relations, declaring that his administration will never legalize same-sex marriage in the country. Speaking at an event in Asante Mampontu, the second Archbishop of the Anglican Church of Ghana, President Akufo-Addo stated, "It will not be under the presidency of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo that same-sex marriage will be legalized in Ghana. It will never happen in my time as president." This statement from President Akufo-Addo will bring finality to the raging issue of same-sex relations in the country for the past 2 weeks. The opening of an office for the LGBTQI group in Ghana and statements made by some ministerial nominees during vetting have circulated and culminated in a highly divisive and emotive discussion on the matter, with the police eventually closing down the offices that has been set up in Accra. Some persons and religious groups have been calling on the president to break the silence on the matter, and to this the president said, "Some persons and religious groups have been calling on the president to break his silence on the matter. I will want to see the government come to state a clear position on that, but the offices, in my view, and speaking for all Muslims, must be closed immediately," Sheikh Arim Yao, the spokesperson of the National Chief Imam, said in an interview. And now to the coronavirus updates. Now, according to Ghana Health Services COVID-19 dashboard, the active cases as at now is 5,480, with confirmed cases at 83,212. And new cases are 626, with recoveries at 77,133. So indeed, we really need to, looking at the new cases, which is 626, you can really see that the numbers are really going up astronomically, and we really have to stick to the protocols, okay? Wear your nose mask, and of course wash your hands under water with soap, running water with soap, of course. Sanitize as often as you can, and make sure that you keep the social distancing protocols very, very strictly, because that is the only way we can keep safe, okay? Right, so we're moving on to entertainment. And before we do that, are you a young man or young woman who is looking forward to put up your own building and become the next landlord in your family? Then this information is just for you. NCP Trading Company Limited wants to give everyone the opportunity to own a land in Accra. All you have to do is to have 500 cedis and call for your name to be added to the list of those who will be visiting the site. Be ready at their office or designated locations, and you'll be given a free return trip to the site on Saturdays. Yeah, so price of the land is 5,000 cedis. You pay 500 cedis up front, and then you pay the rest in 24 calendar months. So imagine, you pay 500 cedis, you are left with 4,500 cedis to pay. Divide that by 24 months, and you have 187 cedis. 187 cedis and some pesos. So that's what you pay for a month. And if you divide that by 30 days, or say 31 days, of course 30 days, and you are paying 6 cedis 25 pesos a day. So if you save 6 cedis 25 pesos a day for 24 months, you are paying the rest of the money that you will be owing this NCP Trading Company, and then you become a landlord in your family. All right, everybody needs a better place to lay their head. So if you're interested, these are the numbers to call: 0548 726 100. That's 0548 726 100, or 0244 131 203, or 0549 476 373, or 0552 567 533. And now to the juicy part of the news. Now, in entertainment news this week, we are looking at some rising developments in the entertainment industry. You know, the feud is still coming up, clashes here and there. Now, there's a big one that is ongoing between Samini and Shatta Wale, you know, and this is a long-standing clash, or let's say a long-standing lyrical battle or conflict that has ensued between these two great artists. Now, Shatta Wale dropped a song and Samini tweeted something, and Shatta Wale dropped another song, which actually was a diss song directed to Samini, and people are wondering just what Samini might have in his reply. So what Samini might have to say in his reply. Now, for some few days now, the Ghanaian showbiz front pages keep reporting the lyrical clash between Shatta Wale and Samini, and FaceTvNews was able to grasp some few gossips circulating within the streets of Accra. We shall consider the feud in details. Now, how did it all start? It's quite unclear how it all started, though there seemed to be no clear-cut evidence to any claim. However, it is reported that it all started on Twitter. FaceTvNews gathered that after Shatta Wale released a diss song, Samini tweeted in displeasure, and this poised Shatta Wale to release another diss song specifically directed at Samini. And in an interview on Xylophone FM, Samini confirmed that he was preparing a reply song that was going to be released on Friday, the 26th day of February. And we are looking forward to hear what Samini has to say. But right here in the studios of Face TV News, we try to get some views of some artists, because we have to hear from the fraternity people, right? So we try to get some views from artists within the Jungle Yard studios and camp, and this is what they had to say.
Yeah, beefing in the industry musically to extent helps to gain attention and publicity, like people text to talk about a thing. But if you watch the kind of environment we are in, I think we just have to move on from that and build our industry, because mainly if you watch this our industry as the Ghana music industry, we just want to dwell on the beef aspect only, but you can see that there's more work to be done than the beef that they always focus on. Yeah, to an extent, it has its positive side and negative side, so I think it's not helping us up to. It's not about helping anybody or trying to build any industry for the benefit of others, but it's mainly for their own gains. Yeah, looking at the way these acts have established themselves firmly on this country, it's about time they open ways for others to enjoy the benefit of music, or you understand, like it seems they've channeled it, they've done the thing in a way that is only for them. Okay. Yeah, they always want to be heard, but they don't even open chance for the up and coming and the promising act to also try to showcase what they got, or people to recognize them. So every time it has to be only them. So they are the only talk about in town. Yeah. So
I think when our industry, the industry needs to wake up. Because at first, those two artists, Shatawale and Samini, they were hungry. Yeah. They need money, they need food. Okay. So I think they have enough food on their table, and they have enough money in their account, so they decide to fool. You know what I mean?
Okay. So you think what they are doing is foolish?
It's immaturity. Childish. They are playing childish play. Because the fans them still need the conscious music. The fans them still need the soul music. You know what I mean? Not the gymnastic.
Now, once we posed the question, these were some of the responses that we had. One, Samini is likely to speak about Shatawale's supposedly big mouth, okay? Some suggested that Samini should use the errors in Wale's mother tongue, which is Ga, when he used them as lyrics. And others also suggested that Samini should go all out with local lyrics, since he's very good and versatile in that. So what do you also think? And send your comments to our platform, www.FaceTvNews.com. Of course, you can also visit or subscribe to our YouTube channel, Face TV News, and then you can let us hear from you so that we read out your comments right here. Okay. Now there's another feud in the air, right? So we're moving from the male artist and moving to the female artist. Is Xylophone FM or Xylophone Media ready for Queen Hazel? There seemed to be another emerging beef between Akiana, the artist of Xylophone, okay, and Queen Hazel, the she-boss. So what is it really about? Let's find out. Xylophone FM is apparently trying to fuel another lyrical battle within the Ghanaian dancehall fraternity between xylophone music artist Akiana and Queen Hazel, the she-boss. In an interview on Xylophone FM, Sammy Flex was perceived trying to ascertain the depth of a supposed verbal shellings at each other. Summarizing the story, xylophone music artist Akiana allegedly sent out lyrical shellings aimed at fast-rising Queen Hazel. Supposedly, she was looking down on her patois diction and fluency or words to that effect. Queen Hazel intimated that good music does not depend on language. She accepted the fact that patois could be an ingredient in dancehall. However, that phenomena was not mandatory. Despite Sammy Flex's effort to hear out what she-boss tweeted in reply to the shelling, she insisted that she wouldn't give a puppy attention. At least she did and made other pronouncements with respect to patois. FaceTvNews was of the view that Shibos wasn't that eloquent in speaking Patois, which was the bone of the contention. Right, so it looks like it's going to be an interesting year, right? So beefs here, beefs there, in the female camp, in the male camp. So yes, we want the best for the industry. We're only praying that this beef or clashes are constructively done so that it brings something into the industry. We want to build up the industry. So let's set up some stages for them and let's see what they can do, okay, like they do elsewhere around the world. Slim Basta loses lead dancer and choreographer. Hip-life musician and dancer Slim Basta is grieving the loss of his lead dancer and choreographer, Paul Tete, popularly known as Doe. The late dancer, who was 43, died in a fatal accident involving a motorbike. His uncle, James Banner, who confirmed the sad news, said Paul Tete died on Saturday, February 21st, 2021. According to Mr. Banner, he was riding on a motorbike with his junior brother when they got involved in an accident. His brother is currently in critical condition at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. Slim Basta, who is now based in the UK, paid tribute to Paul on Facebook. Gone from our sight, but never from our hearts. Tete Do, I wish you healing and peace. These were the words of Slim Basta. So we wish the family of the bereaved our condolences, okay? Yes, stay strong. The iconic award-winning performer spoke to Oprah Winfrey in an interview explaining his decision, citing the political turmoil in the United States. I want to see this nation smile again, and I want to see it before I leave to travel to move to Ghana, because I'm going to do that. You're going to permanently move to Ghana? I am, replied the singer, known for such hits as You Are the Sunshine of My Life and I Just Called to Say I Love You. He added, I don't want to see my children's children have to say, oh, please like me. Please respect me. Please know that I am important. Please value me. What is that? This isn't the first time he has said he was moving to Ghana. In 1994, he said he felt there was more of a sense of community than in the US. Wanda, a Michigan native, learned to play piano, drums, and harmonica by age 9 and signed to Motown in 1961. Since then, he has won 25 Grammy Awards, an honorary award, and has been nominated 74 times. He's moving to Ghana. So that's a big shot for us in the entertainment industry. Not just entertainment industry, but well, we can have him do a lot for us in all circles of our national development. So yes, Uncle Steve, Akwaba to Ghana. If you are coming, come and stay. Yes, so moving on to other news. Now, Rankin Family is set to release her maiden album in the year 2021, which is the biggest project that actually is a Ghana-Jamaican project, a collaborative project dubbed Guidance Rhythm Album. Now, this album is set to be released on 6th of March, which is next Saturday. And of course, there has been some listening session that has been organized. About 2 of them have been organized already. The first one was organized inside Russia, Pawili, in a pub called Flo's Pub. And the second listening session was organized at Evelyn's Pub inside Mataeko Mars. The third listening session, which is supposed to happen on Friday, the 5th of March, before the release on 6th of March, is going to happen at Tipsy Bar inside Ashonman Estate. And we're expecting to see all the artists on this album stage their craft right there. We're also expecting some big personalities in Ghana's showbiz industry to also show up there, including promoters, radio personalities, and other media personalities as well. Watch out for some great performances for some of your favorite artists, because that is where all roads are leading to on Friday the 5th of March. I will make sure some individuals at Sports Ministry go to jail. Isaac Dogbe. Former bantamweight champion Isaac Dogbe has sworn to cause the imprisonment of some officials at the Ministry of Youth and Sports. Dogbe in social media posts vowed to ensure the said persons go to jail. I'm going to make sure some individuals at the Ministry of Sports go to jail. Mark it on the wall, Dogbe tweeted. Dogbe's post was, however, silent on the reasons for which he would institute legal actions against the persons. No name was also mentioned in the short post made on Twitter. Dogbe recently confirmed that his father, Paul Dogbe, is no longer part of his management team. In a Star FM interview, that Dogbe confirmed that he has made changes to the backroom staff, and his father was a victim of the changes. Right now, I'm self-managed, no more managed by my dad. A lot happened over the years, and since I took control, I said to myself, it's time to restructure and rebuild some of the bridges that were broken. He stated further that no malice was attached and that he still has a very good relationship with his father. A lot of people are putting our situation in a negative light. The only thing happening between me and my father is that he is no more training and managing me, and I don't see anything negative about that, he said. I informed him of my decision to want to be in charge, and everything is fine. I hold my family in very high esteem, and I believe if there is any problem between myself and my father, I believe he can call and sit me down as a son and talk to me, said Isaac Dogbe. To end the news, let's look at a recap of the headlines. I've proven my case. Order a runoff. Mahama urges Supreme Court. Mahama's petition frivolous. Dismiss it. Akufo-Addo urges the Supreme Court. Please shut down LGBTQI office in Accra. What Ghana's president have got to say about the LGBTQI subject. Akufo-Addo finally speaks on LGBTQI issue in Ghana. COVID-19 updates. And in sports, I'll make sure some people at the Ministry of Sports go to jail, says Isaac Dogbe. And then in entertainment, what Samini might say in his reply to Shatta Wale. And so you can visit our website, www.FaceTvNews.com, or follow us on our social media handles, FaceTvNews. And of course, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, FaceTvNews, and you get more updates and of course the other content that we have over there. Thank you for watching. See you next week. Bye-bye.